Hello YouTube, back once again with my film reviews, and today I saw the new young adult movie, Paper Towns, adapted from the John Green book, and, yeah, let's talk about this. The plot of this movie is, it's about a boy named Quentin who's in love with the girl who lives across the street from him named Margot, who, even though they're not really on speaking terms, but then one night she goes into his house and asks for his assistance, basically to, get revenge on everyone that screwed her over, and which she does, but then the next morning though she's gone, nobody knows where she is, and then he starts thinking that she left clues for him so he could find her, and the rest of the movie is him and his friends trying to find her, and that's the plot. Let's go into the good and bad of this movie. First, the good. The acting in this movie was all really good. The lead of Nat Wolff as the character of Quentin. It was kind of interesting how he was a supporting role in The Fault in Our Stars. He's now a lead role in Paper Towns. That's kind of an interesting thought, but he was a very likable and very charming lead. He had very good presence. You cared about him, and that I give him credit. He tried to make some of the dialogue that could get kind of pretty awkward at sometimes come up as natural, so I give him a lot of credit for that. Nat Wolff did a good job as the lead. Cara Delevingne as the character Margot. This is the performance I was more curious about. As I think a lot of people are, because for those who don't know, she is a model trying to become an up and coming actress, and a lot of people were just asking the question: is she just getting for roles because she's a pretty face, or is it because she can act? And the answer is yes, she can act. She can certainly act. She did a very good job in her role in this movie. She certainly looked the role for, like, supposed to be like this super, like, hipster, like, badass girl. Like, she certainly looked like that through a good part of this movie. That, and she shared really good chemistry with Nat Wolff during their scenes with one another. And you did feel like there was, like, a friendship between these two, that they did care about each other. And so yeah, she shared really good chemistry, and like Nat Wolff, she made some of the awkward dialogue come up as somewhat natural in this. And as for the rest of the cast, all of them also did a really good job. Sorry, I wrote a list down here. Austin Abrams, Justice Smith, Halston Sage, and Jazz Sinclair, they all gave really good performances. They're all really charming and really likable. They shared great chemistry with each other. The entire cast shared great chemistry with each other. They played off each other great, and I hope these four all get careers after this movie, because Nat Wolff and Cara Delevingne, both of them are clearly still have career, like, getting more work, like, especially Cara Delevingne. She's the next year of the Suicide Squad, but excited to see her in that after seeing this. But I hope these four, they all get careers after this. I hope that all four of them start becoming up and coming after this movie, because they all did a really good job and they all really tried. So good for them. And I will say this was a very well made movie. You can tell there was some really good shots from the cinematographer. The soundtrack in this movie was really good. Oh my god. What song appears in this movie? The Pokemon theme song. I am dead serious. The Pokemon theme song shows up in this movie. And let me tell you, the fact that I don't think a movie could possibly be bad if it starts playing if the Pokemon theme song shows up, because that was just amazing. I just want to start applauding this movie when that scene happened, because that was just fantastic. That was great. So this was a very well constructed movie. Good. Clearly everyone, like I said, the actors, the screenplay writers, cinematographers, director, all were trying their hardest with this movie, so good for them. That, and there were some very clever and well written scenes, like a lot of the scenes between Quentin and his two friends, his two main friends, as they talk about the future and what it means. Like, those all felt pretty good, and the bathtub scene between Quentin and another character, that was also a really good scene. It's not a dirty scene, even though it may sound that way as I'm describing it. So yeah, there were some clever, well-written scenes in this movie. The big one to this movie though that I thought was a really great change from for this adaptation was the ending. For those who read the book, they drastically changed the ending to this book. So I won't say what it is, but I will say the ending to this version left you with a very warm and happy feeling as you left the theater. So I really like that. Later in this review, I'll go into deep spoilers on what the ending is because I did think it was probably like the best part of the writing of this movie. Okay, now what was the bad of this movie? Because there's one big one. This is the same issue with The Fault in Our Stars. This is the same issue with John Green as a writer. And I'm not saying John Green's a bad writer. He's a good writer. I can't write a novel. He can certainly write a novel, but this is the issue with John Green's writing as a whole. He doesn't know how to write teenagers. He just doesn't. The dialogue in this movie is manipulative as all hell in this movie. It is so goddamn manipulative. Like, yeah, there are just so many scenes you're just like, teenagers do not talk like this. This does not feel like how teenagers talk. This feels like you're listening to how a man who thinks teenagers talk was writing this, and that is what you get. You just get all this dialogue that doesn't feel natural, feels really awkward. It's just, and it's sometimes hard to listen to. There's, like I said, it's so manipulative. There's so many goddamn voiceovers in this movie. I am fine with voiceovers if you begin and end a movie with one, but if you keep putting them throughout the movie, essentially explaining the plot and ideas of the movie, what that makes me think, that just makes me think you just didn't have enough confidence in the scenes that they got the point across. So that was all really, really annoying. Just oh god, that one of the and if you want to give the excuse. If I give the excuse that for like they're like, oh no because it's like how this boy like sees his like friends, like, okay, I will give one character a pass for that excuse. I will give the character of Margot a pass for the idea, okay, she didn't come off as like normal, as like an actual like teenager. Fair enough, it's supposed to essentially be this kid's idea of what she is. Fair enough for her. Everyone else, you cannot pull that excuse. This is clearly just supposed to be teenagers having conversation, and it doesn't come off that way in the slightest. That one of the main characters, the character of Ben, one of Quentin's main friends, he was just so unlikable for not super unlikable. He was unlikable. He was really annoying in the first half of this movie. I'd say the turning point for him was when he got pissed ass drunk at during the party scene. He became way more likable after that scene. But before that, and it's not the actor's fault, because like I said, all the actors do a good job. It's just the fact that he is just written, the dialogue he's written is just so bad. Like, basically, like, all his dialogue is for the first half is just him saying to Quentin, like, dude, your mom's hot, like, let me tell you, like I would love to sleep with her. Like, dude, no teenager talks like that. They just simply don't. Like, it honestly, it does feel like almost John Green just like watched Superbad and thought, okay, that's how teenagers talk. No, that was the joke in Superbad. Like, and that was the kind of comedy they were going for, was like really over the top and insane comedy. But it's in a movie like this, it's supposed to be like a young adult teenage coming of age story. It doesn't work. A joke like that does not work in a premise like this. It feels weird and awkward in this, and it just gets so annoying that, and so, like Fault in Our Stars, some of the lines could become huge groaners. There's scenes like with like I don't know, like scenes like with Margot, like how like she's supposed to be doing, like there's lines that are supposed to be like really like interesting or like really like moving, and they just fall flat on their face. Like I said, like the character Margot, like there's like one, like there's like lines where where she, like when she first takes Quentin to screw with the screw the people who screwed her over, and like she just leaves like all these letters that are just really bad, insufferable puns about them. Like I was just face palming so hard during that. Like the line how she randomly capitalizes letters and words. I was just like, oh god, like Who does that? Jesus, is that it just felt so manipulative and so stupid. And that is what holds this movie back big time is the goddamn writing. But so before I go into spoilers, just know I will give Paper Towns, because don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie. I give Paper Towns a very solid 3 out of 5. It is a decent movie. I liked it on the whole, but my God, were there issues to it. But the actors, the change the ending, the makers of this movie really held this movie together. Even though I thought the script got my last goddamn nerve in this film, but. Now I'm going into what I thought was the best part of the script, which was the ending. Don't want to know with the new how it ends. Like, even if you read the book and you don't care, because like I said, they completely changed it. Cut out here, because let's talk about the ending of this film. Well, okay. For those who don't know, the way the book end is it turns out they find her. They also find her in the movie. They find Margot, but it turns out she didn't want to be found. The clues were all coincidences that like it led them to her, and basically like it ends with just like the main boy Quentin just realized like, I'm sorry, I was just in love with the idea of you, and like they say like fuck off to each other. That's the end of the book. Now, but I will say, the movie, they really changed the ending, and my God, do I think it was for the better, because it was way better written and way more interesting this way, because this, I could never swallow from the book that all these clues it was just that much of coincidence that each one just luckily led them to the next. But in this one, though, no, they changed it that, yeah, no, they find her, she's just like, now Quentin's like, oh God, I found you, I followed the clues, and she's like, yeah, and she's just like, oh, I didn't think, like, yeah, I left you these clues, I didn't think you would actually follow them, though. That, like, when they find it, when they see each other, like, they're actually, like, she's actually happy to see him, even though she's kind of confused to see and surprised to see him. She's like, oh, hey there, Quentin, awesome to see you, not, kind of shocked you're here, but awesome to see you, man. And, I love the fact that she tells him that, because like when he finds her, he's just like, I love you, and she's just like, no, Quentin, you don't. You're in love with the idea of me. Like, that's just who I am to most people. I'm just an idea. And I love the fact that she's the one who tells him that. I think that makes way more sense. That I always hated the line in the ending of the book when he says like, you ruined the last weeks of my high school, god damn you, Margot. And my only thought was like, dude, you seem to have a really good time with your friends as you went on this crazy adventure with them. I think she made the last weekends of high school way more interesting for you, and they do actually change it from the book. Another great change. There's just a great there's just a great line that she's just the one who apologizes. She's just like, look, Quentin, I'm so sorry. I ruined the last few weeks of high school for you. Just like, you know what? I had such a great time with my friends and such a great adventure finding you. You made them way more interesting than I thought they ever could be. I thought that was great. That they, unlike the book where they part on it's pretty much bad terms, but they say we'll keep in touch. I love how this ended more. They part on good terms, but they just say we're never contacting each other again. They kiss each other. They say, I'm so happy to have seen you one last time, but it's time. But let's face it, we're completely different people. My life's back in Orlando. Yours is wherever else. I'm happy I knew you. Like, I love the fact that that's the way it ended. And that there's also a great line when he's about to leave. He's just like, though, do you want to come back one last time for old time's sake? Like, your sister misses you. And then she's just like, I talk to her on the phone every day. I thought that was a great idea. Definitely hammered home the idea of this character. And it led to then a very great closing line. Like, the entire, last narration by Nat Wolff at the movie is very nice and heartwarming, where he starts saying look, I thought Margot is my miracle. I realized my friends here are the miracle. These people, I care about them so much. No, it was just because of the shooting and acting, it made a very nice, warm feeling. And then I love the last line of the movie when he basically just says what happened to all of us, and then he's like, then what happened to Margot? And then he's just like, I heard someone once say that I heard that someone said she was an actress on a Broadway, some revival of a Broadway show on Broadway. Another person said she started teaching surfing how to surf. Me though, I don't care because that's not my story to tell. That is her, and I think that perfectly hammers home the idea of this book and of this story way better than the book did. Screenplay writer, whoever you are, you made a much better ending than John Green did. Good for you. You deserve a gold star for that. But so once again, so the ending definitely did make this movie so much better because let me tell you, I like the first third to this movie. Second third, I thought it fell apart to a certain degree, but that last third, it pulled things back together for me. So once again, one last time, Paper Towns is a 3 out of 5 for me. It is a good movie. There's better young adult movies out there, but this is a good, perfectly watchable one. I'm glad on the whole, I'm glad I saw it for those scenes that actually were pretty good. YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.